Hey guys, welcome back. And so today we are actually at the range with the creepiest guy on the planet, also known as Jason the cameraman, and we are doing a cheap guns video. We have gotten tons of requests for another cheap guns video, and it's long overdue. And so here we go.
No, you got to start this off, man, because I then have to own you.
Oh,
whatever. Oh, here we go. I'll start this.
He gets to start off because he has the worst gun known to man. Made by a company that's known for garbage.
There's a lot more people with this gun out there than this other one. So what I have for you guys today is a Taurus PT-92. Oh yeah. Look at that. Polished and everything. I don't know where it came from, but hey, good little find. 150 bucks. It's a
cheap knockoff of a Beretta.
Here. It's missing. I don't know if you guys can see this thing. It's missing its front sight insert, and then the rear sight just kind of slides on and off under recoil.
It's high quality polymer rear sight. I'd like to add that.
Yeah, polymer rear sight that slides off under recoil, so I have to check it every so often. If the groups start to drift, then I have to make sure I check my rear sight to make sure it's still there.
But Jason will insist that's a feature, not a flaw.
Oh, sure. Nice little... It's a nice gun.
Uh-huh.
What do you got?
So, what I have is a gun that is produced by probably one of the top small arms manufacturers known globally.
I agree with that.
This is a company that has been around for a very long time, and it is synonymous with quality. I have in my hands, ladies and gentlemen, the PPX, which is the predecessor to the Creed, which is an extremely well-made firearm.
God, look at that thing, though.
And yeah, I mean, look at the quality of the machining on this thing, guys. It's typical Walther quality, extremely nicely done. It's a two-tone finish. Some will pay extra for that. Unlike my friend's gun here, this one has metal sights and it has its dots. And yeah, this is just a beautifully made gun that looks like a German version of a High Point, but let's not get caught up on that. Okay?
It looks like a true brick.
Let's not get caught up on the aesthetics. This handgun was meant for the masses. Okay, this is for people that may not be able to afford a more expensive Walther product. This is made for somebody to have a high quality product for an affordable price, and you can see the quality exudes in this firearm, unlike the Brazilian piece of junk that he has.
I have heard that people wish that the Beretta was like this.
They wish it had the feature that has with the frame-mounted safety. They don't wish it had the quality of that.
150 bucks. You just got to remember that.
Oh, and by the way, which would you rather have? That Brazilian wonderful 9mm, or would you rather have a piece of German engineering for the low price of 150 bucks?
Oh,
with $10 in tax.
So we're both at right 150.
We both spent 150.
Now I can't win with the price.
Now with the price.
Now I have to win by outshooting that thing somehow.
I mean, okay, guys. In all honesty,
oh, it rained. I'm torture testing this right here on the video.
Oh, yeah, good. You get all muddy. I'm not getting all muddy today. But anyway. Yeah, guys, when this gun came out, we're going to be honest here for a second. When this gun came out, I thought it was the ugliest thing I'd ever seen, and I was really blown away by the fact that Walther would even put this on the market. And they doubled down and they brought out the Creed. This thing, yeah, we'll talk more about the features and how it shoots and all the other stuff, but when I first saw it, I think it was, gosh, years ago at a get-together, and an Iraq veteran had one, and he was talking about what a great gun it was for the money, and I picked it up, and I was like, I cannot believe Walther did this.
I don't even remember this gun, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he was surprised when I found it. It was hanging there on the wall. I mean, for 150 bucks, who wouldn't? I mean, it's the only reason I would even buy it. I mean, who wouldn't buy it for 150 bucks? It's a Walther for 150 bucks. And it was unfired. And there's some funny stories. We'll show you the box.
Oh yeah, this is actually pretty good stuff.
This is a funny story behind this gun from what we can piece together. But anyway, so the other thing is you know, showing your pistol. So this is made in Brazil. At one time, the story goes that they were a licensed Beretta manufacturer. Well, then they, you know, went off on their own. This is an old style Beretta, but to my knowledge, the parts are not compatible with Beretta.
No.
So it has the frame mounted safety, and it's now a decocker. There's earlier versions of the gun. So you have your frame mounted safety right there, and then you can cock the pistol. If you push down on the safety, it decocks it. Earlier versions, I don't think, did that. But some folks like that frame-mounted safety. I like that frame-mounted safety. I mean, I wish I had an old-school Beretta with these features.
Right.
Which is one of the reasons why I kind of wanted a PT-92. But then looking at this one,
it doesn't feel half bad.
But I mean, this looks like a part on. If you look at the quality, this almost looks like that fake chrome that you put on plastic parts of toys. You see what I'm talking about? It's like a different color and it's flaking off. And the polymer rear sight,
it's falling off under recoil.
Yeah. Anyway, so
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're gonna start this, guys. Let's see where things go. This gun was actually brand new. I test fired it because I couldn't believe it. We'll get into that here in a minute. And that gun was probably well used. Where did you come across that?
So I think this thing came in a batch of police confiscations.
Oh, that's right. That one's probably been used in a homicide.
So very well, this thing could have been used in God knows what.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
So
this one was picked up
away from somebody
at Bly's Sports, a local gun shop, and yeah, we'll get into the history on this one because it's kind of funny. All right, so let's kick this video off. We'll get some shooting done, and we're going to see which one of these guns are the viewer favorite. We will have a little poll, so look for the little eye up in the corner, and then you're going to vote for your favorite gun, which is going to look an awful lot like the Walther PPX. Okay? All right.
Let's get shooting.
Let's do some shooting. This is the box that my Walther came in. And as you can see, it's covered in stickers. And yeah. So what we can figure out based upon the records of the gun store I bought it from, which is Bly's in Valparaiso, Indiana, it was originally sold by Bly's. This is one of their old stickers. Then it was traded in to Cabela's, where it was resold again, and then it came back into Blythe's, and then they sold it to me. Through all of that, the gun had never been fired. So I couldn't believe, well, first of all, that's how the price got so low. It just kept changing hands, getting traded in, and nobody ever fired it. It looks brand new. There's a little bit of wear on the barrel hood, but that's from me because I had to test fire the thing to make sure that it actually worked, because I was concerned the reason people kept getting rid of it was because it just didn't work. But you can see the magazine's brand new. The magazine that's in the gun, now on the ground, is brand new. And there's no wear internally on the pistol. So yeah, I mean, I basically bought a brand new PPX for 150 bucks because it changed hands so many times. And we were joking about how that would have unfolded. Somebody came home with it, and the wife's like, I said get a quality Walther! And then he had to go back to the store and, you know, get him. Anyway, that was the joke in the Jeep anyway. Underneath, you'll see that we still have some of the stuff that came with it, including this Made in China Waffenschloss, which is the Chinese-made gun lock that's missing. So the one thing it didn't have in there was its Chinese-made. Oh look, there's the original bill of sale. I know who bought it previously. And they paid $326 for it. I don't want to put their name on there. All right, think we're good. 326 bucks. Oh, and I got it for $1.50. How funny is that? So anyway, that is the story on the PPX and how I came into possession of it, and how I wound up with basically a brand new unfired handgun for 150 bucks when the last owner paid $326 for it. Yeah, I did pretty darn good.
So Tim had a great story about how his Walther came in and all this good stuff. Mine's a little bit better. Mine came in a plastic Ziploc bag with one magazine. There was a little blood on it. Cleaned it off, no big deal. Some pitting, it's cool. All right, so the features on this handgun, I mean, the grip is definitely, it feels a little bit better in the hand, feels like a Beretta 92. You got ambidextrous safety and decocker, and then unfortunately on the left side, slide stop, slide release is on just the left side. Looks like your magazine release could be switched, I believe so. Got ambidextrous sights, and then the nomenclature on this one is a PT-92 Alpha Frank Sierra. So it holds 16 rounds, so I at least match them there. And you know what, let's just go ahead and shoot this thing. Let's see what we get. All right, I have to watch my sight, make sure it doesn't fall off. Sight's starting to come off there a little bit. There we go. All right. Well, that shoots really well. I'd love to put another magazine through it, but it only came with one, so I have to reload this thing. The one thing about this one, though, is if the magazine or the slide didn't lock open to the rear, I can at least continue the Hollywood empty magazine. Oh no. Oh no.
We will be shooting American Eagle 124 grain ammunition. This is from our friends over at LAX Ammunition. There is a discount code down below that will give you a discount on some ammunition if you'd like to buy some from them. They don't just sell LAX branded ammunition, they also sell other brands like Federal, American Eagle, which we shoot quite a bit here on the channel, and that discount code is good store-wide. We receive no kickbacks from the use of that code. As a matter of fact, if you look in the description below, you'll see that we're 100% viewer supported through Patreon, and we receive no kickbacks from the use of any of the codes that we provide down below. We break down how we monetize down below. All right, so with that out of the way, I have my beautiful Walther PPX here. Again, you can see the extreme quality that is this firearm. The machining is flawless. It's a very simple handgun. There is no manual safety. One of the things that actually kind of makes this thing a little bit unique is the fact that the weapon's empty, okay? Magazine well's empty, chamber's empty, all that good stuff. If you look at the rear end of it here, that little thing is a hammer. So it looks like a striker-fired pistol. For the life of me, I can't figure out why it isn't a striker-fired pistol. I don't know what the benefit of that is. But what's surprising is it has a really, really, really good trigger pull. So maybe that's the story. Maybe they couldn't get that trigger pull with a striker, and they were able to achieve it with that really crazy little sheet metal almost looking hammer. All right, so you can lock the slide to the rear. You do not have any ambi controls, but there's your slide release, slide stop, and then your takedown lever. So just, it looks like a basic polymer frame striker fired pistol, with the exception it's actually hammer fired with a surprisingly good trigger. Here we have a 16 round magazine that's blued, and the grip on this thing we want to point out because both Jason and I don't know what to make of this. So it's not a bad looking gun right until you get here, and then you just wonder how this happened. Did they just run out of money in the R&D department, or what? It's like the grip of the gun is practical to right about there, what's visible. Once you get down to there, it's just a big square that drops off and goes straight down, and completely, it gives no support in your hand. All the support is right here and stops, and then nothing. I don't know. It's not only ugly as sin, it's not practical and makes not for a horrible grip feel, but it's an awkward grip feel. And then you have your 1913 rail out here for accessories. So, previous owner of this gun, who probably paid full retail for it, $326, which still isn't a bad price, in my opinion, for a gun that's made by Walther that probably should work fairly well. But we've not shot it much at all. Here we go. Okay, that thing shoots nice. Magazines fall free. It's got a really pleasant recoil impulse. The slide stop stays out of my way. I don't accidentally engage it. I don't keep it from locking when the gun's empty. And that hammer is actually providing for a very, very good trigger pull. All right, it looks like it's kind of starting to throw brass back towards my face. Thing shoots awesome, guys. I really kind of like the way it shoots, but I cannot get over that straight up ugliness. And it looks like it may have an area here where you can put a little bit of paracord of some sort through there and get yourself a little lanyard going, because lanyards are so popular these days. Well, it's got a nice magazine release. Magazines will spring out. It looks like the magazine release is reversible, and yeah, for $150, Can't beat that, and it's gonna smoke the Brazilian thing.
All right, I've reloaded a second magazine here, and the cool thing about this gun that Tim doesn't have is I can have a nice loaded chamber, decock the firearm, put it on safe, take it off safe, and I have double action. Unlike his little German thing there. It feels pretty good too. It's doing a pretty good job down there. Look at that. Well, if I don't win, I'll have to, I don't know. This is just a guaranteed win. Let me give this plate rack a try here. See what we can do. Oh man. Well, I didn't do as good as Tim. But if you vote for me, I'll give you a piece of candy. I live in the white van by the river.
As Jason pointed out, this handgun, if you're going to carry it, you're going to need a good holster. It's just like a striker-fired handgun with no safety, and it's got a surprisingly light trigger. I mean, it's going to be 5 pounds or less, so it's a really, really light trigger pull, and it's a very short trigger pull. So, yeah, but unlike his gun, mine has steel sights with big dots that you can see, and yeah, you get a good feel for the handgun. The Beretta, I agree, I'm kind of used to the way the Berettas feel, but a lot of people think that the Berettas are kind of big and thick and fat. You might find this just to be a little bit more ergonomic if you can get past this ugly hunchback of Notre Dame looking hump there. But let's see how this bad boy does on the Challenge Targets steel plate rack. So the little gun shoots really, really flat. And to point of aim, yeah, good shooting little gun. We'll finish out this magazine on the Challenge little, I don't even know what you call this thing. Dueling tree. You see, this thing shoots really, really good. Fortunately, mine didn't come in a bloody bag, and mine doesn't have a case number engraved on it, so I have an extra magazine. Yep, this gun definitely shoots better than his. And I'm a fan of the Beretta, but this PPX smokes that Brazilian thing. Sorry, Jason. Just can't win this one, guys. You just can't. You gotta vote for the PPX. Vote German. All right, guys. Now it's time for you to vote for which gun you want to win. There's gonna be a little, I think it's over above Jason's head. It's gonna be a little eye, and you can click on that, and there's gonna be a little thing that's gonna pop down that's gonna allow you to vote for the handgun that needs to win, which is the Walther PPX. Now, don't listen to what Jason was saying earlier in the video. He's trying to confuse you when he's saying things like nomenclature. Those are buzzwords that are way too often thrown around that are meant to confuse. Also, when he's talking about ambi sights, well, sure, his handgun does have ambi sights, but mine also has an ambi trigger, ambi pistol grip, ambi barrel, ambi trigger assembly, and ambi hammer, and ambi magazines. So Jason is trying to muddy the waters with being less than honest, and I just wanted to point those things out. And of course, you cannot, argue with the fact this is a German masterpiece.
You know it.
That's all you can say about it because it's garbage.
Candy.
I got candy too. I just don't have a van. He does.
I do.
Guys, if you would like to support more really weird and creepy videos like this one, you can do that by becoming a Patreon supporter. Follow the link down below and check out some of the incentives and consider supporting us here at the Military Arms Channel. Also, another great way to support us is to volunteer for free helicopter rides or swing by forgefromfreedom.com. Check out the Mac collection, and there is a link down below, and you can pick up a t-shirt which directly supports us here at the Military Arms Channel. And last but not least, please swing by and check us out over at Copper Custom, which is coppercustom.com. That's our online store. Guys, until next time, we hope you have a lot of luck out there surfing the used gun aisles looking for little gems like this.
Absolutely, guys.
And gems like that, because in all honesty, you guys can have a lot of fun for not a whole lot of money if you do, you know,
That's
some
the thing,
creative
man.
shopping.
That's
Hit
the
the
thing.
pawn shops. Hit the used guns aisles of your favorite gun store. And if your gun store doesn't have a used gun aisle, shame on them.
All right.
You need to find good used guns. All right, guys, be safe. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.